Bob in Westchester, New Hampshire. You're on the air with Dr. Ravi Batra.
Yes, doctor. I'm concerned about the vote RE that'll be coming up in the next few months on the debt ceiling. I've heard a lot of rhetoric on the last campaign from the conservatives about cutting the deficit. If they fail to raise that debt ceiling, what effect would that have on the country and the world?
No, they will raise the debt ceiling because otherwise there'll be catastrophe right away.
So it would be a disaster for the guy. Well, they wouldn't be able to continue fighting their wars to begin with.
That's right. They will raise the debt ceiling.
Ain't going to happen. Rodney in Blacksburg, Virginia. You're on the air with Dr. Ravi Batra.
Hi, Tom. Great show. Thanks. My question is this. When I talk to some of my more conservative friends about different things the government might do to help the economy, they always come back with the same thing. They say, well, the government's broke. We can't afford to do anything. Now, is it true that the government's broke? I've heard this many times.
Well, these people who say the government is broke, they are right, because they are the ones who made it broke. So the government is indeed broke, but these people, through their tax cuts that started in 1981, and the funny part is that they transformed the tax burden from the rich to the poor. And I don't know of any instance in history where this has happened before. But so they are the ones who made the government broke, and now they are complaining we can't do anything.
Yeah, and if I believe I read it in one of your books, although it's been a couple of years since I read your books, it might have been someplace else, but my recollection is that during the Eisenhower administration, corporate taxes paid more than 40% of the cost of government, and now it's down below 10%. It's around 8%, that they have succeeded in shifting that burden from corporations to working people.
That's right. You're very close. It was 25% during Eisenhower times, and by the way, during Eisenhower's times, and that was a Republican president,
right,
the top bracket income tax rate was 90%.
Right.
And now it's 30%. So they have shifted the tax burden from the super wealthy and big corporations onto the back of the poor and the middle class.
Yeah. And then when the poor and the middle class don't have jobs, then tax revenues just dry up really rapidly, and that leads to the so-called broke government syndrome. Is that right?
Exactly. That's right. So they are the ones who are responsible for all the chaos that we now have, and then they are complaining we are broke.
Right.
The government is broke.